Hey y'all, it's been a while, but tonight I am making dinner for my husband. I'm making him baked ziti, but I'm making myself a baked zucchini squash ziti for a healthy, more healthful, bariatric friendly option. His option isn't unhealthy, it's just not what I can have. So what I'm using is going to be Rayo's. I'm going to be using mozzarella. I'm going to be using ricotta. And then I am using these Costco chicken sausages that have Parmesan and cracked black pepper. And then I will also need an egg, some seasoning, and then of course a spaghetti squash. And then for my husband, he makes noodles. And yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by prepping everything. The zucchini squash is already in the oven. I split it in half. I gutted it, like the seeds and stuff. And then I sprayed it with a little bit of olive oil and I stuck it in the oven at 375 for about 45 minutes until it's tender. And then I also put the sausages in the oven to get them all browned up and nice and kind of cooked through. Before we add them to the baked ziti. To start off, I'm going to be using 15 ounces of ricotta and I'm going to put it in a bowl. And I'm going to smush it down because we're going to have to add some seasonings to it and an egg. So we are going to start off with some onion. This is onion salt, but it's actually onion powder. I've replaced it, so since I've bought it. I'm going to do some onion powder, garlic powder. This is, in fact, garlic powder. And we're going to be doing red pepper flakes. Not a whole lot, but I want it to have a little bit of zest to it. And then we're going to be doing Italian seasoning. We're going to do a fair amount of this. And then we're just going to do salt and pepper. And then an egg. So salt. Pepper. I'm doing pink Himalayan salt from Kirkland, and then cracked black pepper and an egg. Be sure to not get shells in there, and then you're just going to mix this all together. So this is what it should look like when it's all mixed together. And now I'm just going to slice up this mozzarella into, I don't know, maybe like 1/4 inch slices until it's completely sliced up, and I'll see how much I end up using. So this is what my slices look like, just for reference. That's about how thick. That might be 1/8 of an inch, not 1/4 of an inch, in all fairness, but I try to get them just as even as possible. So next I have my zucchini squash. It's all done. Not zucchini squash, spaghetti squash. It's all done. I'm going to get this and put it into a bowl like this. And then I'm going to mix a little bit of sauce and then season to taste in here. And then I will be back. But be sure you do not destroy the shells because we're going to reuse them. So I spoke too soon. One of my zucchini boats fell apart. So I'm just going to do this in an 8x8. So I have all my spaghetti squash right there. And yeah, I'm going to take the Rayo's now. I'm not going to need a whole lot. Oh, I found a seed that I missed earlier. Oh my God. Only I'm eating this, don't worry. And I'm going to put a fair amount in here. I want it covered, but not sopping. Too much will make it too runny. So I'm just going to keep adding it little by little until it's just barely all covered. That's what I'm going to do next. Okay, y'all, so the sausages that I had cooking in the oven are now cooked all the way through, so I'm going to slice them up. And I also made my spaghetti squash mixture, and I ended up adding garlic powder, onion powder, and salt to taste. Yeah, so I'll be back in just a sec. All right, y'all, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pan that I cooked the sausage in. There's still sausage juice on the bottom, but it's fine, it's just more flavoring. And I'm going to take half of my zucchini squash mixture, and I'm going to layer the bottom of this 8x8 just like this. Okay, so we got our sauce and we got our zucchini mixture, our spaghetti squash mixture. I don't know why I keep on calling it spaghetti squash, or not spaghetti squash, zucchini squash. So take that. I'm going to do a layer of ricotta. I'm not using all 15 ounces, remember, because I made this for me and my husband. So part of it's going on my husband's and part of it is going on mine. So I'm just going to do a thin layer of ricotta. So it'll be about half the mixture. And my husband's noodles are currently cooking. Pasta, I should say. They're not noodles. I just got the pasta from Costco, whatever fancy brand that they have. And then so now that I have all this ricotta here, just a little bit more, a smidge more, so everything's covered. I am now going to take sausage and do just a small layer across. So it'll probably be about half of the 6-pack that I had from Costco, which my guess would be about anywhere from 12 ounces to a pound. So we're just gonna do this. I want to give my husband more sausage because he loves sausage, and this is his Father's Day dinner. So yes, so we have it completely covered like that. And then I am going to take the rest of this and I'm going to take out another seed that I somehow missed. And I'm going to cover the top. Okay, now that mozzarella that we used earlier, we're going to use it, but not quite yet. We are going to pop this in the oven for about 20 minutes to get the ricotta and everything to kind of mingle together and cook all the way through. And then we'll take it out and we'll add the mozzarella on top, and then we'll cook it for like another 5 or so minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, until it's all nice and bubbly and melted and yummy. All right, so let me put this in the oven, 375 for 20 minutes. So now that it's out of the oven, we're going to take some of that mozzarella that I sliced up earlier, and we're going to put it on top in just one layer across, and then stick it back in the oven until it's nice and melted and ooey gooey. It's going to be about, looks like about 6 slices. Probably not quite 6 slices. I'm going to do half slices on the bottom part, just like that. So now it goes back in the oven until it's all melted and ooey gooey. Okay, it is out of the oven and it is bubbling and it is all nice and melty like that. And now I'm gonna serve up some, so one sec. So I'm gonna do a serving of my size, which probably isn't as much as people would think. It's probably gonna be about 1 heaping spoonful, and this is probably too much in all honesty. But that is what it looks like, all done. All good. And then let me take the serving spoon and oh, I didn't get any sausage in this bite, but let's try it. Super delicious, super tasty. Try this.